Let's be honest, if you work with electrical panels, you see the GE name everywhere. But with all the different models out there and a huge company change a few years back, picking the right breaker isn't always cut and dry. So in this explainer, we're going to cut through all that noise and give you a rock-solid guide to getting it right every single time. We've all been there, right? You're on the job, you pop the cover off a GE panel to stick in a new circuit. You look at the bus bar, you glance at the breakers in your truck, and you pause. Making the right call in that moment is what separates a truly professional, safe install from a dangerous one. And that's really the heart of it all. You've got your THQLs, your THPs, all the big industrial guys. It can make your head spin. But grabbing the wrong one, that's not just a simple mistake or a code violation. It's a genuine fire hazard. The stakes couldn't be higher.
Okay, so to really understand what's going on, we have to start with a super important question. Who are we actually buying from when we get a GE breaker these days?
Here's the deal. Back in 2018, the company ABB bought GE's whole Industrial Solutions division. So yeah, the breaker you're holding might still have that classic GE logo on it, but the company behind the scenes, the one doing the tech support, making the data sheets, all of it is ABB. That is a crucial piece of info for any pro in the field today. All right, let's get a mental map of the product line. You can basically group GE breakers into a few different families, and each one is built for a totally different job, from a basic panel in a house all the way up to the massive stuff you'd see in a factory. This table breaks it down perfectly. You start with the Q line. That's your everyday workhorse for homes and small businesses. Then you climb the ladder to the heavy hitters for commercial and industrial jobs. You got the Spectra RMS with its fancy electronic trip units, the Record Plus for big-time feeders, and then the absolute beast of the family, the Wave Pro, which can handle a crazy 5,000 amps in places like data centers. Now, what's wild about this is the insane jump in power we're talking about. A standard residential breaker might handle a 10,000 amp fault, but look at the Wave Pro. It's rated for up to 200,000 amps. I mean, this visual just slams it home. You can't mix and match these guys. They are playing in completely different universes.
Okay, now let's zoom in on the one dilemma that trips up almost everyone working in residential or light commercial jobs, the big showdown between the THQL and the THQP breaker. They might look kind of similar, but trust me, they are not the same thing at all.
And here it is, plain and simple. It really all comes down to their width. The THQL is your standard 1-inch wide breaker. It takes up a full slot. The THQP is the thin or half-inch version, built to save space. But, and this is the part you cannot forget, you can only use these skinny breakers if the panel itself says it's okay. Let this one sink in, because this is the golden rule. You have to check the label inside the panel door. It is the Bible for that panel. If it doesn't say THQP or tandem breakers permitted, then you can't use them, period. Trying to cram them into a panel that's not rated for that density is a huge code violation and a serious overheating risk. And all this leads us straight to the single most important safety topic we're going to cover, the myths and the real dangers of breaker and panel compatibility. Just think for a second about all the stuff you hear on a job site, all the shortcuts, the so-called rules of thumb. When it comes to breakers, what do you think is the most dangerous myth out there? This one, right here. This one little sentence is probably responsible for thousands of unsafe installations. The idea that if some random breaker from a different brand seems to click onto the bus bar, you're good to go. It is absolutely 100% false. So here's the crucial point. A breaker and a panel are tested by Underwriters Laboratories as a complete system together. Just because it physically snaps in means nothing. It doesn't mean the connection is solid enough or that it will get rid of heat correctly. It means it could completely fail when you need it most, and that's a catastrophic failure. Now, there is one major exception to the don't mix brands rule, and it's called UL classified breakers. For example, Eaton makes a specific line, their CL series, that's been tested by UL and certified as a safe replacement, but only for certain GE panels. See the keywords there? Certain and specific. You can't just grab any old Eaton BR breaker. It has to be the exact CL model that's listed on a cross-reference chart for your specific panel. No guessing allowed. So, how do you make sure you have a safe, code-compliant install every single time? You follow a process, a checklist. We've boiled it down to a simple 5-step safety check that you can use on every job. Let's walk right through it. 1. You start by reading the panel label. That's your absolute source of truth. 2. Figure out what the circuit actually needs, amps, poles, special stuff like AFCI or GFCI. 3, match the AIC rating. You got to make sure it can handle the available fault current. 4, double check that the lugs on the breaker are rated for your wire size and material. And finally, number 5, you select a breaker that is only from the list on that label or is a confirmed UL classified replacement. No guessing. Look, if you take away only one single thing from all this, let it be this right here. The panel label is your guide. The UL listing is your protection. At the end of the day, that's what it all comes down to.
So the next time you pop that panel cover off, you're faced with a choice. Are you going to guess? Are you going to rely on some old job site myth? Or are you going to be the professional in the room who knows exactly what to do to keep everyone safe? I think we both know the right answer to that.